How many people actually watched the Harris-Walz interview on CNN last night? Now, the ratings things will tell us about 6.5 million people watched. I was going to
say it was a lot.
Which is a pretty solid number for a, Thursday night interview. I think a lot more people have probably seen clips or heard snippets. You know what I'm saying? Didn't sit down for the whole thing. It wasn't very long.
Well, you said it was going to be
it ended up being 28 minutes.
Oh, because you had called 18.
And she didn't speak for all of that.
Right.
There was a lot of fluff, I thought. But I wonder if it did anything. Was anybody moved or persuaded? And let me say this. It is a bit of a Rorschach test.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a Rorschach test is?
Rorschach test?
Okay,
no.
It's all right. Well, I'm not mad at you.
Enlighten me.
Okay, so Rorschach test, you ever seen the one where they put like ink in the middle and they go like this and go, what do you see? What do you see?
Yes,
and you're like, I see a bat. And somebody else goes, dude, I see a Viking with a spear or whatever, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like, what did you see?
Okay.
This was a true political partisan Rorschach test because at least if you looked on the socials, which I did.
I was waiting.
It was either the greatest interview what had ever been interviews or a complete disaster and she's a fraud and lost the election. Now, I think the reality is probably somewhere in the middle. It struck me that I'll say this, if the strategy of the Harris campaign was to do an interview and not make news, nailed it.
Yeah.
Because what is the story coming out of this? What is the thing?
I was waiting. I said yesterday when I left, I said, I can't wait to get on TikTok. There's going to be a Kamala HQ TikTok that's going to be so fire.
Okay.
There's going to be one standout clip that she said something hilarious that Walz said. I just can't wait to see how
People are going to make up dances around it.
Yes, I was waiting for the music
There's
behind
gonna
it.
be music.
It was going to be great.
Yeah.
And then it was just crickets.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how is there nothing?
Do you think that could have been the strategy?
It didn't dawn on me until you said that maybe that was the whole point.
The strategy was, okay, we're going to do the interview like everybody says we have to do. But we're going to do it as little as possible.
I feel like good questions were asked. I thought
it was a little
like
softballish.
And I felt like the answers were answered. Kind of.
Okay, let me give you an example. We'll do this. This was one of the ones because she was asked by CNN's Dana, not Dana, it's Dana Bash, kind of about her changing position on things, right? She's being accused of being a flip-flopper on things, and this is what the conversation went like.
Should they feel comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward?
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed.
Values have not changed.
You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and, by extension, the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
The hell does that mean?
She was like, are you going to hold the same position when you get in office or no?
But okay, so if your values didn't change, but your policies changed, you have no values? Like, what am I supposed to take from that? My values are this, but I'm not going to do that at all. I'm going to completely go over here and do that. Like, well, which is it? Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
When I hear that, if you say my values haven't changed, Well, then why would your policy or your position on something change? You're saying my values, those are personal. Those are part of you.
Right. Those aren't going to change every couple of years.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
So I
or
thought
whether or not you're in a position of power.
I thought that was a bit of a weak answer because I would have followed up with that. And I think I would have said something along the lines of, okay, so getting back to your change on policies, are you telling me that your values haven't changed, but your policies have, or vice versa? Which one? Mm-hmm. Because how can you have both?
I feel like she just didn't rock the boat at all.
So that was the goal. Again, that could have been the goal.
Yeah, it was just like, just tread water right in the middle.
She did get a chance. She could have made news with this question, but I think she chose to dodge it. She was kind of asked about Trump and some of the comments that he made.
He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any?
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
I was waiting for it.
Like, she could have gone in, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if you want to say on part. She had to know these are rehearsed answers.
Sure.
So they must have known we're not going to roll in the mud with him.
Right.
I don't know. Is that's Walz's job? That's not her job. She's not going to do that.
I was just waiting for the most melanated answer.
Melanated.
At that moment, I was like, come on, black girl power. Let's do this. Say something. And she was like, no, we're not playing that game.
Yeah.
I do respect that. I love that.
I think that you could say that's a positive, the way she answered that,
Yes.
that she wouldn't get into the name calling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But just, again, what's the headline that comes out of this? How about, let me put it this way. Did any voter out there who's still waffling, not sure, did they learn anything about Kamala Harris last night that would make them go, I'm in, wow, inspired? Or was there anything on there that would make them go, I'm out, never voting for her?
Yeah, that was it.
There was just nothing there.
There was neither.
Okay.
There was neither.
It's not just me.
No, and I was so excited. And I don't know if I was just looking for another dopamine hit because of how the news has been for the last month. I have no idea, but I didn't get it last night.
Didn't get it. And I don't think a lot of people got it, to say the least.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gatos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.